Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to be discussing the Dolphins versus Bengals preseason game, breaking down all the action and talking about what it means for the regular season. Before we get started though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. It would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, let's dive right into the video and I hope you enjoy. Big Miami Dolphins win today, come from behind win, led by Reid Sinnett. We're going to be talking about all the action. Let's start with the Dolphins. For them, I'm going to talk about the offensive line. We didn't really see the starters in today's game. We did see Solomon Kinley. He might be, playing for a starting job. I don't know if he'll end up getting a starting job, just with the, having Robert Hunt, having Jesse Davis, probably going to be the guards. But at the end of the day, for this Dolphins offensive line, they did a very good job for the run game today. I thought that they opened up a lot of holes, although no Dolphins running back really had a ton of yards on the ground. Gerrid Doaks did have a nice day. No Dolphins running back had a ton of yards on the ground. I thought they did a good job in the run game. Passing game, at times they looked swamped by this Bengals pass rush, which was actually kind of surprising, obviously because the Bengals weren't playing their starters. This for the most part, there weren't really any starters playing in today's game. Let's talk about the Dolphins reserves, though. Gerrid Doaks, really big day on the ground, 16 carries, 56 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Probably got himself a roster spot, to be honest. Probably for that 4th running back spot. Maybe they end up carrying 5 running backs. I don't really see that. I probably see the Dolphins carrying 4 running backs. Is it going to be Doaks? Is it going to be Patrick Laird? Because remember, the first 3 Dolphins running backs are pretty much set. They've got Myles Gaskin, they've got Salvon Ahmed, they've got Malcolm Brown. Have I liked Malcolm Brown so far this preseason? Not really. I've liked, honestly, to be honest, Gerrid Doaks a lot more. He's very physical in small yards to go situations, and I thought I saw a lot from him today that got me really excited. Reid Sinnett, quarterback, oh my god, what a day. Threw for the most yards of any quarterback in preseason play so far this season. 22 for 33, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. One of those touchdowns was a game-clinching touchdown with about 2 minutes to go in the game. Pressure, feels the pressure, moves back in the pocket, escapes, moves to his right, throws an absolute dart for a touchdown, and then gets a big hit. But Reid Sinnett was absolutely fantastic today, showed real command of the offense. I thought he was accurate with the football, looked like he really understood what was happening in the offense. And although the pass protection was not good in front of him, I thought when he got the ball out quickly, he looked really good. He looked a lot stronger than I've seen from him before, making big throws deep downfield, especially to Kirk Merritt. And that's a great segue to Kirk Merritt, who had a pretty big day too. 3 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Had a big 44-yard touchdown completion from Reid Sinnett. And Sinnett and Kirk Merritt were in, they were in sync. And I really enjoyed that in today's game. Another Dolphins offensive player I want to talk about is Hunter Long. He had a big drop that would have ended up being a big play. Really nice throw by Reid Sinnett. Reid Sinnett, he 100% earned himself either a roster spot or at least a practice squad player spot. The only thing with practice squad is they have to clear through waivers first and then they're signed onto the practice squad. A little concerning. Maybe the Dolphins saw what they saw today, really like what they saw, and want to keep him on the roster, make sure that no other team can take him. I would not be surprised if that was the case, but I would be, he's going to be on an NFL roster. Hopefully it'll be the Dolphins. Hunter Long, he had, an up and down day today. I thought he made some really big plays in the run game. I really liked his run blocking in today's game. Only had 1 catch for 8 yards, but there was a big catch that he ended up dropping. Coming out of the draft, 3rd round pick, one of the better tight ends in the country. I was expecting him to be a little bit better, especially in a day where we didn't see the starters. After that drop, I was kind of disappointed in that because I thought that he would have a pretty big day today, but I liked what I saw from him in run blocking situations. Obviously had that drop, which kind of sucks. Defensively for this Dolphins team, I want to talk about Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips in that first half played a lot. Didn't end up getting a sack, but what I did see from him was constant pursuit and a lot of energy. And that's what the Dolphins are getting in Jalen Phillips. They're getting a guy who's a high motor, high intensity player. And that's what I saw from him in today's game. He knows how to get after the quarterback. And although he didn't get a sack today, he was around that football a lot. Nik Needham, likewise too. He had a big hit, played physically. He's going to be on this team. Love Nik Needham. And then finally, Noah Igbonoghene. He was pretty quiet for most of the day. Returned a few punts. I think 2 punt returns for 44 yards. I want to say, let me check the stats. Two kick returns for 44 yards, excuse me. But at the end of the day, when it really mattered, had a big pass deflection, pass breakup to clinch the win on 4th and 10 for this against this Bengals offense. So that's what I saw from the Dolphins today. And at the end of the day, I thought that this was a good day of competition. Really like Gerrid Doaks. I think he's going to be on the roster. So same with Kirk Merritt. I thought that he probably earned himself a roster spot today. And then Reid Sinnett, I think we'll see him on the roster, hopefully. Defensively, yep, we talked about the guys. I don't think there were too many guys defensively that really turned some heads. I think most of the roster moves and the roster spots up for grabs are going to be on the opposite side of the football, especially depth plays behind those wide receivers. For the Cincinnati Bengals, big headline, Joe Burrow getting back, first action, 3 snaps today, 3 snaps exactly, did not play more than 3 plays. That's all he got. And, it's good to see him back out there. Only made 1 throw, really good throw to Ja'Marr Chase. It was a bubble screen, so it's not a typical throw. And that's a good segue into Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase dropped the ball. This has been a big storyline this preseason for the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Ja'Marr Chase's inability to catch footballs. And this is concerning because Ja'Marr Chase is a guy who's picked high in the draft. You're expecting him to be a big-time playmaker, and the number one thing he's got to do is catch the football. This is something to watch out for. Hopefully it won't be a big problem. Obviously, this guy's got loads of talent, and he's a really special playmaker, and I think that he's going to be really successful for this Bengals team. However, can he catch the football? Big problem. So let's hope that he can catch the football and make some noise in that regard. Some guys and a few other guys that I saw in today's game that really showed up for this Bengals team were Trent Taylor and Thad Moss on offense. I thought Trent Taylor, 3 catches, 59 yards, had a really lucky catch at one point. Thaddeus Moss, 5 catches for 44 yards, had a few drops. Those were the 2 guys that I really saw on offense. I think those guys probably have roster spots. Another guy, Mike Thomas, probably will get a roster spot too. He's been with the Bengals for a few years. Much more of a special team guy, but as a backup wide receiver, he's definitely a guy that can do some damage. And then, looking towards the season, I thought this Bengals offensive line needs to get better. I mean, this is a Bengals offensive line that ranked way below average last season, and they have for the past few years. But for this offense to succeed, especially with Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, Joe Mixon, especially 2 guys coming off big injuries last year in Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, and some struggling players like Ja'Marr Chase, this Bengals offense needs to be better in pass protection and in run blocking. And then defensively, they need to be able to stop the run. These are things that we didn't really see from them last year, as well as be able to get after the quarterback. I know they did sign Trey Hendrickson. I made a video on what Trey Hendrickson will bring to the Bengals defense. You can check that out on my channel. But they need another pass rusher opposite from him. Obviously, they lost Carl Lawson during free agency. He's on the Jets now, won't be able to play the season due to an ACL injury. But nonetheless, who's going to be that other pass rusher for them? Who's going to be, the offensive line presence for them? And then for the Dolphins, it's all about, can their wide receivers get healthy and can their offensive line play healthy? Obviously, Devontae Parker's struggling through some injuries right now. Obviously, Will Fuller won't be able to play the first game. Albert Wilson struggling through some injuries. Jalen Waddle, a little banged up. There's a lot of guys on this Dolphins offense that at wide receiver that are a little banged up right now, but they've got a lot of speed and they've got a lot of playmaking ability on the outside. And when we turn to next week, actually 2 weeks from now, it's going to be the Bengals opening the season up against the Vikings and the Dolphins opening the season up against the Patriots. So those are the matchups heading into the NFL regular season. But overall, today's games, the main takeaway for me is Dolphins, the guys that I think will probably find some roster spots, Gerrid Doaks, their 7th round pick, Reid Sinnett and Kirk Merritt. And then the Dolphins offensive line, up and down game for them. And then for the Bengals, good to see Joe Burrow back out there. And it was good to see some of their backup quarterback play. Kyle Shurmur, I thought, had a good day, 18 for 27, 206 yards and a touchdown, as well as, even Brandon Allen, who saw a little bit of time. So overall, I think that the Bengals especially have some big expectations coming into this year, especially after they added some talent around Joe Burrow, and with Joe Burrow back and healthy, hopefully they'll be good. Obviously, the Dolphins, big expectations with Tua after a really good preseason and, some up and down time last year. But really after, these are 2 high-end draft picks, and these are 2 quarterbacks that really have their team on their shoulders. So we'll see what they're able to do in 2021. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.